you wake up tomorrow, what you're going to find is that your body and your mind and yourself is not too much different from the likes of a computer or a machine or a device. And what you'll find is the elements to this device, to you, to your body, to your mind, one of the key elements is that you have a certain amount of output energy that you can use throughout the day. And that is going to determine your results, where you put that energy. And this video is going to be about the difference between the energy of actually thinking and acting, or the lack of difference rather. Because you see, people like me, people who deem themselves to be intelligent and have been their entire lives, maybe have a thought pattern that is a lot quicker than other people. They analyse a lot, you know. Pick up loads of little things that aren't even in the space around you, but are just floating within your mind. You feel like because of your intelligence, it's your duty to pick up all the thoughts that float past you, and you have to grab them all and understand every single one, or maybe like analyse it all. Which is completely stupid, because your monkey mind and the demons inside of you, metaphorically, are going to present you with so many thoughts that aren't actually useful for your mission and for your capability to become the best version of yourself. And when you spend all this time thinking so much, all the time you're just thinking about things, what you'll find is the time passes, you're exhausted, and you haven't actually outputted that much. You've just been thinking about shit. And this isn't procrastination, it's something entirely different. It's while you even do the work, or while you're walking your dogs, or while you're on a run, while you're at the gym, while you're reading, while you're journaling, whatever you're doing, you're not present, but you're thinking about so many things. And what you'll find is the worst way to do this is if you wake up and immediately you let your thoughts guide you and control what you do. Well, you don't even know what you're going to do for the day. That's terrible. You can't wake up and not know what you're going to be doing, which I am guilty of, definitely. Like on my weekends, essentially, maybe, you know. Especially when I'm with my girlfriend, because I get comfortable and I just fall asleep the night before. And it's like, oh yeah, nice like sleep and nice rest that I deserve. And then I wake up thinking, right, I don't even know what I'm doing here. So, where was I? Essentially, when you wake up and there's a million thoughts going around your mind, you have to straight away have a pattern, or have a pattern recognition within your mind, within the you that controls the thoughts, to actually say, no, here's what I'm doing today, here's what you're going to be quiet for, and I'm not going to listen to you. And you have to keep remembering that, train it like a muscle. A very, very useful way to practice this is actually just telling yourself, I am in the present moment. Now this might sound like goofy and ridiculous, but honestly I did this today and it revealed to me how unpresent I have been. The difference between the essence of when you're a child and how present you are, and the difference between then and your life now, is extraordinary. For me at least it is. And what you realise is you have so much more power in the present moment. Because I explained this to a friend a couple of weeks ago, and it kind of came from intuition. So we're both very intelligent people, and I could tell that he was, you know, struggling to control his mind. Everything was moving too fast, just like it is with me. Like, I'm no saint when it comes to all this. I'm just figuring things out as I grow up, and I'm putting them on the camera every now and then because I like it and it's good practice. But essentially what I said, and kind of the philosophy of it was, the philosophy of it is that if you imagine all of the energy of your thoughts as a bandwidth, as a wave, right? So you have this wave, and all the thoughts that are taking away that energy, or even the actions, let's say, because we're talking about them on the same kind of thing, and I'll get more into that about how the energy can be stored for action rather than thought. And you have this bandwidth of energy, which is just your entire energy, your functional energy. The functional energy I was talking about at the start of this video, like with the metaphor of the computer, of you being like a computer or a machine. And if you have all of these thoughts and you use that bandwidth, or that wavelength, let's say, to attach onto everything at once, then you're programming yourself to just be anticipating the very next moment, the very next problem. That's one element to it. And what that means is that you're constantly in a state of worry, constantly in a survival mode state, constantly in the lower picture, or the smaller picture rather than the bigger picture, rather than seeing everything from a bird's eye view, seeing everything from a much wider landscape, and actually allowing yourself to control the destiny of your life by taking a step back and actually seeing the bigger picture and acting upon it as if you were working towards the bigger picture, not just the inherent problem that's happening right now. Or not, it doesn't even have to be a problem, but the thing is your mind treats the action like a problem because it's so problem induced, because it's so fucking erect over thinking about problems all the time. And obviously I'm joking, but basically if you're thinking about problems all the time, or if you are wiring yourself to attach to these survival instincts, and this is like something that is going to be attacking every man in the mind, some more than others, but you will have that part of your brain that's like, fuck, we need to worry right now, we need to worry, we need to fix a problem, we need to do something, you know. And you have to control that in a way. You have to control that in the way that works. If you let that just be like, okay, what do I need to do, and just like listen to it and not have a conscious direction and a conscious fucking grip on that, then that is gonna fucking ruin you, buddy. That is gonna fuck you up, man. So you have to learn to actually control this and allow you to use it so you can use the momentum of those feelings in the right way to actually drive you forward. When you think of a problem, it is as simple as this. You recognize it, you work on the solution, you get to the best solution, and then you never think about it again. And obviously you act on that solution, right? Like I said before, I need to get better at fucking talking in the right like kind of direction and plans, because you can tell my mind goes all over the place anyway. But essentially, yeah, the point of which I'm trying to get at is that when you have this circulation of thinking in this problem base, everything feels like a problem, everything feels like, it's not even essentially a problem, it feels like something you have to be very attentive to. Something like you have to, your mind has to be really awake and sharp, but it's not even about the actions that it's awake to, because the actions are mundane. So say this, for example, if I'm driving to work, right, and I've been in these certain states, I'm like stressed. Like not even externally stressed, not even like recognizably stressed, but within me I'm like, I'm not just like gonna get into my car in peace in my mind and just be like, alright, I've got to drive now. It's, alright, okay, I'm driving, but I'm thinking about fucking X, Y, Z, I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking about that. And I'm driving, and I'm not just there driving, I'm thinking about 100 million things at once. And half of this shit doesn't even help me. Half of it's negative as well. Half of it's just like, oh, you don't look as good as you could, you know? You could be much bigger. For me, I had a massive problem with my health, it's still ongoing, so that's been attacking my mind for a long time. That's been like the basic repetition of all this shit. And the more that I've allowed myself to think about that, I've realised the worse it's got. So yeah, I've gone through a new pattern and a new process to heal it, and I believe that it's working, and I'm very grateful for that. But essentially, the energy of your thoughts and actually allowing yourself to conduct your life in that way, allowing your thoughts to be you and not allowing you to understand that you are not your thoughts. You're just the observer of your thoughts. And I've understood this about a year ago, and it proves that the lesson itself isn't just, oh, you can hear it once and it's just going to click like that. You really have to understand you are the observer of everything, not just the external, everything internal as well. That is all you are. You just have to remind yourself that I'm only the observer and I can act on this. And if you need to take a breather, literally take a deep breath and remember, I'm just the observer. I'm in control is the main one. Because if you find yourself in a state of worry, it's not you worrying. You're not worrying. The internal dialogue in your mind is talking to you and then you're reacting. You're in a state of reaction, not a state of action. And if you find that you can conduct your life in a way where you have things lined up because you are making the decisions for the bigger picture, you're becoming the best man, you just act without thinking. You take the deep breath, you understand that your calendar has everything lined up for you anyway. You have to follow that. That's a really big part of the actual, the winner's life and conduction, is actually doing the things that you say and the things that you put on that fucking calendar, because if you don't, especially for me, like, it's just fucked up. Your mind is gonna go here, there and everywhere telling you you're a dick, and you don't really want that. Okay, right, so I think that's about it, lads. I've got to go to Tesco's. If there's any more than 6 people who view this video, especially the 7th, I love you, buddy, because my last one got 6 views, which is sick. But yeah, like I said, once again, this is just practice for me. I didn't have work tonight, so got to make a YouTube video because I started work. I didn't even swallow a tablet. Fuck off. Right, there we go. Right, sound. See you in a bit.